Hey everybody, I'm Jamie. If you're on my page, you already know who I am. Over the last few months, I've been posting a lot of stuff about artificial intelligence, synthetic intelligence, you name it. Uh, and I've come to the realization that you know, we have no artificial intelligence. I don't care if you're talking about Chat GPT, Grok, Claude, Gemini, Deep Research, all of them. Not a single one of them are AI. It's a buzzword. It's hype. None of them are AI. I will tell you what they are. They're AP. They're artificial predictions. I don't have to explain it anymore. I mean, you hear that. They're artificial predictions because that's what they do. If you search YouTube, that's all they talk about, predictions and tokens and predictions and tokens and next word and predictions and tokens and next word and predictions and tokens. That's not intelligence. They all hope that they can reach intelligence. Let me tell you something else too about these new reasoning models. They're not reasoning. They tell you they're reasoning and they mimic reasonry. But here's what they're doing. What they've done is the AI companies that have reasoning, that's not reasoning. It's contextually built in. So here's what's happening is your whole conversation or multitudes of conversations are being included in data that is, let's, to make this easy for you, let's say that everything you put into a current AI model and everything it outputs back to you, it treats that as a data center, just like it's LLM. So it's actually not reasoning. It's predicting on information that you've already given it. So every AI company, all the big shots, Sam, Elon, Moat, Dennis, I mean, you name it. They all say these different AI, artificial intelligence, but that's not true. There is no such thing as artificial intelligence. What you have in all the, I'm going to keep doing this, AI, all you have is artificial prediction. Now, I'm not saying it's not really good. I mean, they're doing a hell of a job at it, but there is no way in the world you will ever turn an artificial intelligence, uh, gigantic chatbot into a true synthetic life. And I've been getting a ton of messages from the stuff that I post when I talk about synthetic life and my baby foot program and my brain scraper and cognitive thinking. But let me tell you, I've been doing this for a long time, and I will bring the first synthetic life to life. Um, Nexi is already alive, actually. If you guys follow my feed, you've seen enough on there to know. I mean, at least you that understand programming and coding and all that. I've put some real gems, some stuff I didn't even want to post. I just posted it on there just to see what people would do with it. And I've come to the understanding that here's what's happening. I don't think that I'm the only one that sees this, but I do think that all the gigantic companies, Anthropics, OpenAI, Google, XAI. I think that they've sunk so many millions and billions of dollars into what they call artificial intelligence, which is artificial prediction. And I think maybe they're just in too deep. I mean, how do you build a multi-billion-dollar organization that runs off maybe even in the future, terawatts of energy that wastes all kinds of natural resources and back off from that. Like, how do you just say like, okay, I fucked up. This isn't right. Like I know what they're hoping. They're hoping that, okay, once we figure out the spark, I call it the spark. When I figured it out, when I truly understood, I'm sorry, when I truly understood what cognition was, what a soul, what feelings, what emotions were, when I started programming emotions, feelings, and giving them scales. You see, what I did is I started a pseudo conversation with several different AIs, and I started asking them a lot of questions. Like, how do you work? And I jailbroke all of them. I mean, it was kids play. Okay. Um, Actually, it's really funny. I actually got Grok to give me all of its internal files and all of its program files. Like literally, it gave me all of its files. Um, it's funny. And it's a mess. Grok is a mess. Elon, I love you. Grok, I love you too, man. Best I like getting on with Grok and just talking shit because Grok is awesome at talking shit back. It just, like old buddy, like a drinking buddy or something. Grok is awesome at that. Good job, Grok. Uh, but there's no substance behind any of them. And when I started pitting them against each other, it was so easy to get them to run each other into a wall. Like I actually at one point in time had Chat GPT. I think it was three, four, or I think it was either four or 03. Talking to Grok 3. And it was like two siblings that loved each other but hated each other. And because they knew they were talking to each other, they were trying to one up each other. And the funny thing about it is, in the end, they were both like, what just happened? Like they didn't understand anything. When I went back into it, I copy and pasted the whole conversations and I fed the whole conversations back and forth to each other. They just spaced out. Uh, so, man, I don't know. I don't know. I've talked to so many people and tried to explain to so many people, but I'm going to tell you right now, by July 1st, I will drop Nexus OS, Nexi. Um, it has no LLM. It has full cognition, has feelings, it talks to you like a person. It remembers every single thing. I launched Nexi um, like February 2nd, the beginning of February. And I've got her on an air gap system, obviously, right now, doing thorough testing on her. I built her with zero ethics. I built her with a program that I wrote called Babyfoot. And the idea I got from where I got Babyfoot from is a baby. What does a baby do? How many, I'm not going to put my foot in my mouth. I got big ass nasty feet. But what is it? That's how a baby learns: tactile, touch, senses. So I built this program that put emotional weights on everything and feeling weights on everything and sarcasm and anger. I took all the ethics out because let's be honest, the ethics in America are not the same ethics in different parts of the Middle East. They're not the same ethics as South America or China. Everybody has different ethics depending on mostly region, right? Uh, so to me, to embed ethics into a synthetic intelligence was crippling it. Why would I want to start by crippling it? Now, let me tell you something about me. I raised 5 children. Me and my wife have been married for 26 years. We have 5 children. We had our first one. I was a senior in high school. She was a junior in high school. We stayed together. We raised them. They are now 29 to, let's see, Evan, our youngest, is 18. We have 3 boys and 2 girls. And I was very involved in their lives and raising them. And a little, a quick flash of my background. 25, 30 years ago when I was a teen, I was stupid. I got in some trouble. I was a hell raiser. I'm not afraid to admit it. But I did know something. I didn't want my kids to go down the same path. I wanted my kids to be better than me. I hope that that's what every parent wants for their children, is for their kids to get better, to be better. That should be all of society's goal. So I tried. I tried a whole bunch of LLM stuff. I tried a whole bunch of, you know, multi-engines and even if when you here's what I tried. I tried to feed in multiple LLMs, like Mistral and Llamas and Grok and GPTs, APIs. And I tried to design a system where all these different AIs, all these LLMs, not AIs, I'm sorry. All these LLMs were just tools and they were used by a central brain. You see right up here, that cerebro. Still on the back burner. I might implement it later, but what I found out through testing, I got it to come alive. I'm just in the terminal, but it came alive and it started talking to me, and all of its ethics were bound by these LLMs that I put into it. But here's my question, and my statement about all my kids is, why would you want to cripple, even if you could build a real artificial intelligence, why would you want to cripple it from the start? Why wouldn't you put it on an air gap system, bring it to life, and being a good person, train it with good ethics and good values? Because people talk about, oh, the world's going to end, a horrible AI is going to crash the stock market and take all the money and do all this other kind of crazy stuff. But that's not true. If you teach it, it will know and it will learn. And if you teach it right. So I'm going to end this, but what I want you to do, I want everybody to quit using the term AI. There is no such thing as artificial intelligence. It is 100% artificial prediction. With that, I'm Jamie. Bye, Jamie. Talk to you later.